that set up. That's set. And good. So y'all have a great weekend so far?
Yes, sir. I definitely did myself.
Yes.
How was yours?
Good, good. I mean, the weekend was good. Weekend was good. Can't complain. Can't complain. All right, good. All right. By watching or reading this, you're saying you understand the following. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not trading advice. This session is solely for educational purposes. There is significant financial risk associated with options trading, and I'm not liable for your wins or losses in the market if you decide to act on this information. All right. So this is options. This is the top options flow for Friday and the week. So for Friday, like most of the flow went into Nvidia and AVGO, I guess following the stock that's the 10-to-1 stock split that they're doing later in the year. Well, I'm sorry, next month. We had Bye in there. Interesting. SMH, ARM. On the put side, a lot of flow went into Tesla, Apple, EWZ, SMCI, and MSTR. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and go farther into this. All right, for the week we had Nvidia, Apple, AMD, Microsoft, TSM on the call side. On the put side, MSTR, Coin, TXN, J&J, and Target. Okay. All right. Let me just in terms of sector performance, interesting. So like tech finished green, but was really led by comms. Consumer staples were green, and real estate, industrials, materials, and energies were the biggest laggers on the week. Materials was one of the biggest laggers last week as well, while industrials was actually one of the top performers finishing last week and finishing and was pretty bearish this past week. Okay, cool. Right, let's just kind of go into things here. I mean, anybody got any lessons learned or recap from last week that they want to kind of go over?
Hey, so I got something.
Hey, what's
So
up, Drew?
what's going on, peeps? Happy Father's Day to everybody. I got a lessons learned. So I took an Adobe Zero DTE on Friday, and I got burnt up in that.
Mm.
Yeah. It wasn't a crazy position, but it was still a crazy loss. Because I held it too. So I was like, is it going to bounce? Is it going to bounce? It seemed like it was, but you also said on the Zoom call that, they probably was going to bleed those dry. And then next week it should pop. And then like as the day was rolling on, I was like, yeah, it's consolidation. And then I finally cut it. But definitely your lessons learned, man. Definitely your lessons learned.
No, that's good. That's cool to bring that up because that's they be the ones though, because after a big move like that, if it doesn't really take off, a lot of times it will consolidate for a while. And like I said, they like to burn those contracts up, those 0 days to expiry. And you know, so yeah, that was I mean, sometimes it's a little different, but yeah, in that situation, it played like in a very tight range on Friday. We're gonna cover that, so I'm not even gonna go into that chart too much because we're gonna talk about it. But yeah, no, that was a good um lesson learned on that one. Ooh, cool, cool. Anybody else?
In our meeting Monday, we went over that 10 o'clock box, and that applied throughout the whole week, really. Like just saying the way the stocks stayed within that range for the most part, and when they did break out, you seen them break out, but it was good to see and apply.
Okay, okay, okay. All right, that's good. That's good. Anybody else? Cool. I have one. So on Friday morning, right, instead of just now this is the thing when you and on Friday morning I know I was in a few earnings plays. I was in RH and Adobe, and just to let y'all know, because I want to, just be transparent. Everybody, nobody like to admit when things get a little overwhelming for them. It was a little overwhelming for me Friday morning because RH was extremely volatile, and so was Adobe. And I found myself kind of having to choose between which was the bigger position. And just, I couldn't really keep track of both of them, but I wasn't ready to cut Adobe yet. You know what I mean? But RH was printing, Friday morning. So it was just like it goes back to something we talked about before, just like not even about earnings, but it's just about in volatile stocks in general. We got stocks that trade like that on a regular, like a Meta or a Tesla or an Nvidia, just those three, or Netflix. Stocks like that, they're so volatile, especially during power hour, that if you have both of those trades at one time, there's no way to fully give the full attention to both of them. Now, RH had dropped like 40 something dollars overnight. And although Adobe had ran more, the RH position was like extremely volatile that morning. And it was just like trying to watch both and to give updates to the team in real time. So it was like it was really a big toss up on whether or not I was even going to get on Zoom Friday because I really needed to focus. And so yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot that can happen. And so even at my level, that's why I always tell y'all everything that I ever say to y'all is something that I've been through myself. Is never by just me looking down at you all like, oh, I'm just better than y'all, nothing like that. It's just that I've seen a lot, I've been through a lot, and I always say that you don't have to fall in the same hole that someone else did to know that that it's gonna hurt to fall in there. If I tell you, oh, that's a hole right there, and it's a hole right there, you don't have to go and fall in that hole too. So yeah, I just be trying to just to bring those moments up. And so thing is, so yeah, so anyway, so yeah, after I finally closed out of RH, I ended up holding on to Adobe because later on that morning, again, the IV slowed down and everything, but the contracts were still like hovering around in the money for the most part. And then when power hour ended, they just kind of like dropped out of the money a little, but we were still up like over $70 from the previous close the day before. And again, we're gonna get to that chart, but yeah, like in a perfect world, yeah, I definitely would have closed Adobe out before power hour was over. But like I said, things just kind of got a little away from me now. I do have a lot to talk about Adobe later, so I'm not gonna go into details about that right now, but I'm just saying like that's my lesson learned, and just wanted to kind of talk to the team about stuff like that too. So like some days, man, like I said, it's just like we gotta look at this the stock market is not a static situation where everything's going to play out. So like I know some people are in the community and they say, well, I Zoom is this day, Zoom is this day, or I want Zoom or I need Zoom. There's some days where we're just not going to have Zoom because it's not beneficial for the team as a whole, or even you guys on Zoom, because like I feel like if on certain days where I just don't need to be on there because like I said, I'm not going to sit on there and not talk. So so I'll be finding stuff to talk about when I should be focused on just the price action and what's really going on in real time and focusing on shooting the general. So there's not always going to be a lesson and there's not always going to be a Zoom, but of course it balances itself out over the course of the week or the month, and again, at the end of the day, it's about getting in the solid plays and having those moments and not just trying to get the most out of every single trade. But yeah, just wanted to throw that out there because again, it means a lot when that I am able to focus and provide as much value as I can, but I want it to be of substance for real when I do get on there. So just throwing that out there to everybody. And again, I know like some people just want to have you there or whatever, but like I said, sometimes it's not in the best interest to have that as that particular day. So just consider those things sometimes and yeah. But that's all I have for that. Anybody else with any lessons learned or thoughts? Recap from last week. Cool. Like I said, I always take these recaps and lessons learned as kind of gauge, like Drew gave me something or whatever. And J Rock was saying some things. But the thing is like this. Think about the type of week you had last week, or how much, or how your month is going for June. Like what I almost pushed this meeting out until a little later because I wanted to include the profits for June halfway through the month, but I couldn't get it done in time. But I'm gonna post it in the chat later on, because at the end of the day, like I said, you just think about the storms and or where you are. You just can't really, the or what has happened in a month that was good or bad, or just where you are personally. But when you zoom out and look at how the team is doing as a whole, or just how the situation is going as a whole, then you have to look at where you fit in that total picture, and what are you doing to actually to make yourself better, and to get to that point of, because again, like everybody has a goal with this. If you're just here to make some money or whatever, you know what I'm saying, that's fine, but it has to be an end goal to it, because you can't just be in here just looking to just throw some punches or whatever, because eventually you're going to run out of steam, and the person that's being calculated, that's actually that's walking you down or whatever, going to come in there with that uppercut and then hit you, and you're going to be laying in the ring just looking, you're going to be shaking, so it's just, you got to really look at it like, you've really got to really put things in perspective how it really is, because like I said, okay, I'm just in plays, I'm just getting plays, I'm just making some money, but if there's no end goal or plan um or strategy that you're really following, it's just you're just in and out of plays, and then at the end of the month you may be up, you may be down, but you just have to really have something to it. Like I said, the end goal for me is always financial freedom, and just being able to, like, I know now, like if I said, you know what, like when I decided to quit my job back in 2020, the end of 2020, it was like I made that decision, but it's like the goal is like, if I decide I don't want to work or open a computer or deal with options or anything for 6 months, would I be okay? Can I make that decision? Absolutely. So, I live the way I live. I don't try to do too much on different things, because that's the goal, freedom. They say wealth is the amount of days that you can go without working and still be able to live your life the way you're living it. So when you think about those things and what the real goal is, it might be fun some days. Options aren't fun every day. Like Friday with Adobe, watching it consolidate all day, for regular people that wasn't fun, but it was just like it's an essence to it. For me, I love watching that price build, so then I started breaking it down to looking at different things like order flow, and I started breaking it down even further, just like I just keep going because I love this. I'm passionate about it, right? So it's also, so there's another goal in this for me, the passion of actually helping other people to find, to figure this out, and to figure out a strategy with it, to actually get over that hump and get it, and teach other people, and just there's so many things, so many different avenues that this could help you in life, right? With so many different areas. So it's, when you think about it in the grand scheme of things, it has to be a why to it, right? So to me, there's a why. So that's why those days where, you don't feel like doing anything, you kind of still get up and go, because you're not always going to be motivated, but that's where the discipline comes in. And because of what the real end goal is for me, the financial freedom part of it, and being able to say I can do certain things at this point in my life, I want it to be able to be longer. I want to be able to now I want other people to be able to do it. I want to do things, so it's different things. So you just have to think about those things when you over leveraging, when you swinging contracts overnight, that you're just getting in them because you just want to get in them, and you don't know why. You can't explain the why. Like I said, it was the first trade of the month for us was a Dell trade, cut the call trade. You know, it was up 25%, but I cut it down 25%. I didn't like the way it was moving. Got in a put, you know what I mean? Ended up cutting that before the market closed at a zero loss because I just felt like, okay, it's going to bounce the next day if it do certain things, you know, but it's like but you got to think about it like that. At the end of the day, I always say, well, people will say, well, why did you cut that trade? I'm like, because if I would have swung it, I wouldn't have been able to justify that to my team. There was no strategy or system that I was following if I didn't cut that trade before the market closed. So I can always stand on, like, even if a loss come in, I'm like, well, look, 90% of the time this system works. This is a proven system that I follow. And so you have to have something that you could draw from. But like I said, just it's a lot. We're going to deal with a lot. We're going to go through a lot, and we're going to make a lot of money. We've been doing that, and that's what I continue for us to do. And I just want more people to be on board. So again, like I said, you can come to these meetings and not have a lesson learned or recap or questions in real time. And I'm going to tell y'all, don't wait till the end of this meeting, because I already told y'all that's going to be we're going to get out of here on time today. Don't wait till the end of this meeting and then have questions, because I'm not going to ask at the end of this meeting if y'all have questions. So when I'm going through the charts, if you got questions about them, give them to me then, because the shyness stuff, we here to make money. We all adults here. So let's just kind of get through it and let's do it. But and sometimes during the week when we're trading live on Zoom, I don't have time to go back and answer a question about a price level or what a certain thing mean when this was the study group and this was what it was for. So I'm not being, difficult or whatever or smart when y'all ask those things during the week, but it's like we had these meetings where it's a lot that could be done today right now during this meeting and during this time. So but yeah, and so yeah, there's some really important things that I actually stopped doing, like literally in real time, to make sure I got this meeting started on time. So not that's nothing to y'all. I'm just saying that, I was here because I wanted to be here, but I'm here because I'm a teacher and I'm a coach, and these meetings are for y'all. I already, all this stuff is in my head, in my mind. So you know what I mean? So it's like this isn't for me, it's for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I just need y'all to know that yeah. So yeah. So I'm gonna move on from here now. But just yeah, cool. So let's start off here with SPY, man. So this is how SPY finished on Friday. Now, Friday was a nice Friday, I would say, for SPY. It finished
The
green.
chart's not up, bro.
All right, cool. All right, so this was SPY on Friday. So we just a few dollars below the all-time high. Again, it's just been breaking up and moving. I remember down here we were talking about that second leg that it started, and so we've been on a move ever since, right? And we had some Fed data come out, and that did not stop the market, kind of pushed it a little further, and everything just looking good here for SPY. So we're just above a gap fill area, but if you see the last few days, it kind of just been bouncing off this area. So doesn't look bad. SPY isn't looking bad. Pretty much just bouncing off this area. As long as we hold this area, price should be good. But again, it's going to be contingent on what happens with everything else in the market. And let's see. Y'all know how I feel about stocks up in these levels. But yeah, just SPY on the lower time frames, you can see we got a flag here. So it's starting to break out of this flag. You can't really see it on SPY. Sometimes you do got to zoom in so you can see what's really going on. But you see we got a flag here on SPY. And we got that close right here. So I'm just looking to see what price does here, because if we are able to get over that 542.81, we should be able to make a move back into that all-time high at the 544.12. Now, if we lose 539.85, then we're looking to possibly fill that gap down there to around that 537 area. So yeah, we'll be keeping spy on watch. Look like the market wants to go a little higher, but that's what we have. Let's see one sec. We just something. Just a second. Just 1 second. I'm just trying to fix something. And all right, cool. Great. PDD. Like the close on PDD on Friday. We got back over the 90 in May. Here finished with a hammer on the daily, and there's a gap right there. So I like I like this chart a lot. I like the way you can see the surge even better on the lower time frame on the session hourly, how price came in at the end of the day and finished there. We got a gap here. We got a gap here, but we got a flag, well, a wedge here also on PDD. So just watching this chart, man, I'm looking at if we can get over and again, so the gap fill look like that's inevitable. So like if we can get over that 150, 53, I'm looking for price to get back up in this area here. Looking for price to get back up in here. But let me go to the weekly and show y'all something. Just for a second. This is the weekly chart right here. So we had that 222 reversal right here after we bounced down here. So again, I'm just like, I feel like if we can get back over 154, then we can make a move back up here to 160. So that's what I'm really looking for. So you, like I said, you got the smaller moves and everything, but like over 154, then we can make another move. So that's they the targets that I'm looking for. I'm looking to kind of get up in that area, up in there, and then from there we can kind of go a little further. Hold on. So we can still use this as a target though, like that 152, 80, 82 as a target. But I'm saying that I'm looking to get over 154. So I would use that as the second target and then up in the 160 from there. If we lose that 147, then we can make a move down 145. And yeah, I'm not thinking that that's probably going to move down though, because we broke out, we got to bounce off that area and we held. So I'm just keep it like that in terms of PDD. Sec. God. Palo Alto. Palo Alto. Beautiful weekly chart right here on Palo Alto. So we got stopped here at a area. Just mark it on week. So we got stopped up in this area here, which is cool, but thinking we can possibly get over that area if we can make a move up. I like that. So we look at the daily for a second, you're like, okay, it finished red, but when you look at this weekly, price looks amazing on this chart. I really like the way I mean it's been in this little range right here, but I'm thinking that we could possibly make a move out of there. And we got some nice upside if we do, because again, it's been making a move up since the earnings. It's been kind of moving up. So we just need to break through. We just need to break over that area up in here, which is that 320, that 324.70. So we break over that 324. Is that 324? Just make sure I got it right. Yeah, so break that's 324, but yeah, 324, but we got another area, another level. I'm looking to really get over 327.60, but I'm saying 324 around here, right? So we got 324 on the yes, 324.49. All right. So yeah, but as far as planets to the upside, like I said, I'm looking at a weekly on this. This ain't something I'm looking at as a on a day trading tip. I really want to get over this weekly level to make a move into those next levels. So I'm not really looking at it on this daily scale for the most part. So let's just use that one. So I'm gonna just say over 124.50, then we can make a move to 127.74. And then I feel like at that point, then because remember we had a big move down, so I feel like then 360 and so forth is in play after we can get over that 327.74. So we need to watch it because that's where price has been getting rejected. But on the flip side, we got those three rejections up here. So it could come back down. It could come down. We did get a 222 reversal, right? Not sure it's going to come down, but if it does, if we lose that 315, then we can possibly retest 310. That's a nice move down. We got a little small gap fill right here. It could test, but I say if it come back down there, it's probably going to come all the way down to 310.96. And yeah, and then it could possibly go further if it was to lose those levels. So yeah, so keep Palo Alto on watch. All right, we got Meta. Meta looks great on the weekly chart. Great on the weekly chart. It's a great weekly chart on Meta. Really good weekly chart. I love this chart. Um, yeah, so same thing for Meta. Let me just mark this gap fill. This gap area. 308.84. All right. Yeah. So Meta, yeah, over that 507.15. I really see me personally, I just Meta held this level right here. So it's probably going to bounce here anyway. I like the way it finished on a weekly, extremely bullish. Yeah, so if we can get back over that 507.15, then I'm looking for a move into 514 over. So I'm just going to say over, let's just say over the gap fill area then. So like over that 508.84, then we can go ahead into 514, take that 514. So yeah, so that's what I'm looking for Meta on that side. I mean, if we end up losing that 500, losing that 500, then we can there's probably going to just go back down and retest that 498 and then possibly 493. So but yeah, we got some upside for Meta. It looked like it wants that 530 again, but yeah, it's gotta let's get over 514 and take that one as it comes. Yeah, RH. Yeah, RH, nice chart here. So yeah, it's a daily, it's kind of it's like a free fall on the daily. So I'm using the weekly chart to kind of go over what's going on right now. So yeah, I just feel like it wants to get down there, wants that 207. It wants that 207. So let's just see what happens if we actually take out that low. If we take out that low on the week, which is that 225, we take out that 225 on the week, then 207 is in play. That's all I really got to say about this. But to the upside, I mean, there's a huge gap for it to fill. Let's see if they save it. If they come in and save it, then there's something to play. But it's a huge gap here. And the earnings were not good. And they talked a lot of smack last quarter about what they were going to be able to do. They missed everything and then got it down. They missed EPS by 233%. So it was bad. It was bad. So at what point is it at what point is it too overdone? So that's why I'm just looking at this area down here because I mean, although this is look like a huge bear flag when you look at it and you zoom out, but I just feel like it has room down here, and that's where it's headed to. So yeah, keep that one on watch. Yeah, Apple is another one. Nice chart on this one. Look at the weekly on this. We got that breakout and move up, and now we in another one here. So Apple got that one, and it just looked like it's headed to 230. Now we closed at 212. I mean, but you look at it, it still held a lot, most of the gains from last week, right? And just look like that's where it's headed. It looked like it's headed to 212. I mean, to 230. Just gotta kind of watch out and see what Apple is going to do. I mean, there's a lot that can actually happen because we did get a pullback, but it was kind of hanging around this area. It wasn't really trying to break down. I say that if we can get back over 215, 17, then we got that I just say 220 is literally back in play. If that's where if it bounces up and it really wants to do that, then I feel like it's going to go back up there to 220. Now, if we to lose this 211, you just lose 211, then it's probably going to come back down here to this 206 area and then maybe even go back down even further because there's not really much to play with up there. We got to kind of see what goes, but it looked like it's more upside to come for Apple though. Adobe. Adobe has an interesting situation going on with this one too. I feel like with let me go here. You can see the breakout even look a lot clearer on the weekly, obviously, because it's just like one big huge candle. Bullish flag breakout here. And we got the candle confirmation. So just looking at this one, really nice chart. And there's a lot of places that price can go here with this particular stock. So just what did I just do with that? Did I put it up there? I'm not sure. Oh yeah, it's just I get actually stay actually small right now. Okay, cool. There we go. So yeah, I mean, it's a few places that price can actually go with this particular stock, and I like the chart a lot. So um, this one of them ones that you just want to. We're gonna keep this one on watch too because again, it's a lot of level. It's a lot of places that price can go with this one, and nice close. Now it's still under its 200. It finished just under its 200-day moving average, and it hasn't been up, above that level for a while. It's been holding below it, and there's a gap fill area that it was just closing just above, just slightly above this gap fill area here where it's kind of started. So yeah, so we're just kind of hanging out there and actually have a level there also. It's just that this chart, this is a new chart, and my chart got reset. But yeah, price kind of just bounced off of that, and it's just kind of hanging around there. If we zoom out and look at that on a session hourly or something like that, you can see a lot of the consolidation a lot clearer. What happened on Friday. Now, again, I was watching order flow and stuff like that heading into the close, and I saw like at 3:50 p.m. Some whale came in there and bought 3,040 of the 550 calls for the 920 expiry. Then they came in there and they paid. Those contracts were 20 over $25 over $2,500 per option. So they paid over $7.6 million for that position. They also grabbed 3,040 of the 600 calls. They paid 3.3, a little over that, over 3.3 million for that position. Then I saw a position for the 540 calls for next week's expiry. They bought over 96K worth of those. And yeah, it was a few, and they also had some 550s for next week's expiry that they bought, bought almost 60K worth of. So it was just a lot of positions that came in, literally snuck in there at the end right before the close, so nobody could chase those trades, right? And follow them in there. So that's what happened with Adobe. So that kind of supports the theory. And then on top of that, they got multiple price target upgrades, and they beat it and got it. They beat and got it up. They talked that AI stuff that everybody wanted to hear, and it's everything is working. So, the fundamentals, the chart, the price action, and order flow, all of it is in alignment. So yeah, I'm bullish on Adobe. Let's see. One sec. One sec. One sec. One sec. Nvidia is still at all-time highs. The Broadcom situation on last week kind of took things even higher, and stock just surging. So this is another stock that again you saw a little order flow that was in on this one on Friday as well. So again, it's kind of hard to kind of dictate where price is going to go heading into all-time highs, but like I was telling y'all on Friday that it was Microsoft, Nvidia, and Apple. They're the biggest stocks on the planet right now. And so we got this, the ETF XLK. It tracks the technology sector. It's just a technology sector ETF, right? And so pretty much I was trying to watch Nvidia just to see where it would close, if it would close above Apple's market cap, and it did on Friday. So that likely triggers a $10 billion rush of demand for Nvidia shares next week, because again that technology sector XLK, they have an upcoming rebalance, and the rebalance is going to be based off of Friday's market cap. So pretty much, so that's why I posted in the chat that I was swinging some 135 calls for Nvidia just in case. Because like I said, if that's a $10 billion Russian demand for shares, because basically, if you in that ETF, the two top stocks, they have the biggest I think uh I think it's 6% of the entire ETF is in the two top biggest stocks. So if Nvidia overtook Apple again, then they would have to go in there and add those shares to make up for that percentage or whatever. And that's going to be based off of Friday's closing price. So that's going to probably happen. I don't know if it happened after the close or if it's going to happen during the week. Then so that was just something. It was a reason to to do that. But yeah, so I posted that information in the chat for everybody to kind of keep up on. So yeah, so I really don't have much to say about the chart, but just that, we got these all-time highs, and we got a few gaps because I mean the stock has been moving now. I feel like Broadcom's going to keep running because of the stock split upcoming, and that's an expensive stock. That's going to be, and that's going to keep Nvidia running. That's going to keep, I feel like that'll keep this stock running too, especially now that it's on sale again. They're just going to keep running this up if for whatever reason the momentum just continues. And so yeah, so I don't really have much to say about the stock though. Outside of that, go on. We talked about this on Zoom Friday because Crystal asked about it, so I'm going to bring this one back up. The MCSI chart. CI. So yeah, reason this is a beautiful chart, and by the way, that's why I'm like, I'm gonna wait till Sunday to talk about this. We finished with a bullish engulfing on the weekly. So we got a 222 reversal with a bullish engulfing and a bullish flag right here on the weekly. So is it gonna break out of this flag or nah? Not sure, but right, I like a setup like this. When you see a nice wedge like this on price, man, just you keep those things on watch. And so it looks good, looks great. Looks great. Finished inside on the day though, but we had already had a breakout. So small breakout here on the daily. You just look at this, right? We got this breakout and it held the breakout, and now we inside and we reclaimed that 50 EMA, got the candle confirmation, bounced off of it, finished inside. Bulls and bears agreed at the same price on this one. So again, I'm not really trading this because you know this is this stock to me personally is very expensive, right? And the options are even more expensive. I mean, some people like to play it, but you know, it's not something that I really like to play. You know, if you're gonna play something like this, you're gonna have to play it out of the money with time. That's what I always say, like, out of the money with time. But there are a few levels that it could possibly hit to the upside though. Um, you know, if we can get over that 872, then we can possibly make a move up into that 904-ish zone. So and if we were to lose that 825, then make a move back down there to 812 and then possibly even further. But yeah, so but it's in a breakout, man, on the daily. And but this candle was neutralizing, so we don't know what price is going to do, but it looks bullish. It still looks bullish to me, but this weekly chart tells a story. We just need to break out of this. Personally, I wouldn't trade it until it breaks out on the weekly, and then you got a lot of upside to it that you can trade it. So yeah, keep that on watch. Wrong, man. So yeah, we got Netflix right here. That's another one. Let me just, I'm trying to see what this was. Hold on. Is that a, okay. All right. Okay, so it was. Okay, so that is a bullish engulfing on the weekly. All right. This was had to confirm it or whatever. So we finally getting that move. So yeah, we had that continuation. I like how it broke out and it retested the breakout area there, bounced off of that level and took off. Roman been trying to get our attention on this, you know, for a few days, but you know, we just happened to be at the worst times, you know, because we were in during earnings, so we're very close to the all-time high. I know we've been kind of waiting for certain things to happen on this for a while. I was telling y'all like last month over 640, then 680, and then the all-time high. And so we took out 640. We and look, we head into that all-time high now. So yeah, so I don't really have a lot to say about it. I still got the same levels on this chart. So now at this point, let's get over that 675.58, and then we can possibly make a move into that look, I'm looking into closer to 700 now. Like let's get over. I got that 170, that 176 level mark. So um 176 it is, right? Get over that 176 and then 700. The all-time high is in play. So it looked like that's where it's headed if it just gets over there and holds over that level. So it is something to keep on watch. And there's a lot of uh flow that came in there in the last hour. And then just that whole week, it was a nice finish on the week for Netflix. So I just keep this on watch overall because it just looks bullish to me at this point. We got Microsoft, another bullish engulfing on the daily here. I didn't even see that volume spike on the week though. I didn't pay attention to that last week, but you see we broke out again. It's right there at the all-time high again. It's just pretty much sitting right there at the all-time high. I honestly don't have much to say about this because it's in the all-time high. So right there at the all-time high, we can just see. I feel like Microsoft, Nvidia, and Apple are going to keep pushing, but I would personally, it ran up this high. I don't want it to come all the way back down to 315, I mean to 415 or anything like that, but a nice move back down to, that 430 again would be nice before it takes off, but it could just take off again and run. But I'm just going to tell y'all, if Microsoft comes back down to 430 again and it holds the level, don't hesitate to just buy and play that upside, as long as depending on what's going on in the market and obviously take that all into consideration. But I think just look for Microsoft to come back down to that level and you can try, take that 12 plus move back up. So that's what I would look for Microsoft personally on this. I mean, if you want to play that move with it, then if it was to lose that 436.72 and even play it back down to that gap fill, and then if price bounce, if it gets stopped at the 90 EMA, you can play that. But I just say down to 430. But yeah, I'm just I would be looking for that. Set a price alert for when it comes back down to 430. Right, here's another one. Zscaler. All right. So Zscaler, another one finished inside. On a week, we got the 9 EMA crossing back over the back over the 50 EMA. And on the daily, after we got a nice pullback right there, bounce off of the 50 and 9 EMA. So look at that. And again, like I said, finished inside, but you see how the weekly finished though. We got that breakout and we got that candle breakout and that confirmation up there on that. So and I mean, although the flow was a little lower, I mean the volume was slightly lower than the week before, still was pretty green on there. I'm not sure what this was on Thursday. But yeah, so just looking out for this one. If we can get over that over 86.35, then we can make a move back up into that 194.71. That's what I would be looking for Zscaler. If we were to lose that it's that 182.22, we lose that I'm say 182, just lose 182. We lose 182, then we could possibly nah. Let's just say we lose 180.83, then we can make a move back down to 177.20 and then 173.09. Cool. We got Tesla here. I like how Tesla finished. I really like how Tesla finished here on the daily. It bounced right off the 9 and the 50 EMAs, but also look at the weekly chart. You can see how this crazy consolidation, what's been really going on with this chart. But I'm just going to show y'all. So yeah, we got it was up in this area. It was playing up in this area. We found the way to close there. Now I was looking for a possible bullish engulfing for Tesla. We didn't get the bullish engulfing on Tesla. They pulled it back slightly just at the end of the day, but that was a lot of volume that came in there, and it was a lot of price restriction right here. They constricted the hell out of the price. You see, we got some volatility, but they kept on it, pretty much closed. It opened close to where it closed all this week, pretty much. Well, for the last 4 days of last week, so you get a lot of volatility and then price kind of closes back where it opened, similar to where it opened. So that's just something to keep in mind too. Like that just kind of plays into kind of taking that profit or taking advantage of the move that you get or whatever. But this is the week. I'm sorry, this was the last 4 weeks. So for the whole month, it did that. These are this is the daily chart right here. So you can kind of see how that took place and what was actually going on. So for Tesla to be up this side of it, I'm looking, looks good. Look like it's going to bounce from here, a bounce here, then back over 180, and then back over 183 and possibly higher, right? So that's just what I was looking for. Now, if we lose that 170 at 176.92, then we likely make a move back down. Yeah, let's say we lose 176.59, then make a move back down to 174.73, 171, and so on. So keep Tesla on watch. But yeah, I like that. I think it's gonna bounce there though, personally. Yeah. You see one sec. Looking at my list. Cool. Yeah, so I hit all of the stocks that I wanted to hit today. I didn't want to have too many on my list because when we have too many stocks on our list, we kind of be all over the place as a team. So wanted to kind of just hit them and we can play. If other stocks come up, we can play them as they come along. Now, remember, we got a short week this week because Juneteenth is Wednesday, so the market will be closed on Wednesday. We have, let me go through this economic data. Let's go through it really quickly. So yeah, we got some Fed speakers. We got Harker Monday at 1. We got Cook. What does she want? 9 p.m. Okay, well, she doesn't. I ain't gonna say it doesn't matter, but you see, kind of keep an eye on that though. Barkin on Tuesday at 10 a.m. Collins, she's on at 11:40. We got Colger, um, 1 p.m. Tuesday. Logan, 1 p.m. Tuesday. They must have some conference or something going on because there's a lot of them Tuesday. 1:20. We got one at 2 p.m. on Tuesday. We got one. So basically from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m., we're gonna have Fed speakers all day on Tuesday. So that's just something we just gotta highlight because we got Fed speakers all day. That's weird. Well, I ain't gonna say it's weird, but I ain't seen something like that in a while where it was like that many of them stacked on one day. Well, that close together too in time. So it seems like some type of conference or something must be going on. And and then on Thursday at 3:30 p.m. we got Barking again. So right there, right as power hour is kind of getting on. We got Fed speaker coming in on. So yeah, next week we got what's that? Sorry, I'm trying to fix that, but I couldn't. NY Fed Manufacturing Index Monday. We got retail sales data Tuesday. That's important. We got industrial production Tuesday. Like I said, we close Wednesday. Um, Jobless claims, building permits, housing starts Thursday, Philly Fed Manufacturing Index Thursday, services PMI, manufacturing PMI, and existing home sales Friday. So we stacked on with data. I mean, again, the biggest thing that I will be looking out for is the retail sales data. And like I said, we closed on Wednesday, so that's pretty much how look like what we got lined up for the market. So yeah, like I said, it's going to be an interesting week. Like I said, personally, I hate when we have these short weeks because, well, it's the breaks in the middle of the week that I really don't like because it throws the volatility off in the market. It has everything kind of like really really messed up. It kind of throws things off, and it's hard for us to kind of we don't know because Wednesday is normally a lower volume day. We don't know if what's going to happen on Tuesday because a lot of times when you get those breaks in a week, it throws off obviously going to throw off the theta decay on the contracts regardless, but it's a lot of choppiness on weeks like that. So it's really hard to kind of to trade them. So we'll just see how the week plays out. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of throw that in there. But that's all I have, y'all. And we got 4 minutes left. Let's go ahead and enjoy the rest, take the rest of y'all day back, and I will see y'all tomorrow.